Hello everyone and welcome to this in-depth analysis of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild E3 trailer. Throughout this tour of Hyrule, we will go scene to scene and highlight all the important details and give our impression of what they could mean in the game, based on the later gameplay from the demos and the Treehouse Live. Without further ado, let us get a Breath of the Wild. To begin with, narration in a Zelda game.
Wake up, Link.
Is there voice acting in Zelda Breath of the Wild? Well, it seems we at least have a smooth female voice actress to guide us through our adventure. Despite numerous requests, series producer Eiji Aonuma continues to refuse to reveal anything about who the voice belongs to. This is rather interesting since the other NPCs in the demo don't have voices, just plain text. Another thing we would like to address before we move over to the trailer is the tutorial. Since Nintendo finally did it. You wake up, you get dressed, receive one key item, the Sheikah slate, and then you are on your own exploring the world. This must be the quickest start since the NES era. You just get a super brief cutscene and then you're out exploring the world. No mundane 1-hour tutorial to be seen. Salvation. The trailer sets off with a beautiful shot of the plateau of Hyrule and the varied landscapes present in this groundbreaking Zelda game. We see the advanced bloom effects on display and realize that all of these are on the next gen level. And the world is definitely alive with grass and flowers blowing in the wind and clouds following its direction. Second scene, and we have the first look at Link and Epona riding into a valley or canyon area. The most noteworthy structure here is the lookout tower, lit with the blue energy technology we have seen so far. Apart from it, we see an object that might belong to one of the tribes in the game. This is something different. Tropical and obviously located somewhere along the vast coastline of Hyrule. On top of the rocks, a structure is visible, and by the waterfront you have this odd structure, which might serve for ceremonial purposes at some stage in the game. Next shot is as well located in tropical areas of the overworld, as we have sands and palm trees. But what is truly noteworthy about this scene is the giant creature or monster walking on top of the rocks. Is this one of the many overworld bosses we will face? Next, we receive a demonstration of the wide variety of wildlife present in the game. First by some ducks in one of the lakes, and then by deers in the wooded area. In the first shot we see Twin Peak as explained in the Treehouse Live. In front of it there are some ruins, hinting at a lost human or Hylian civilization. And the water particles effects are just gorgeous. More wildlife is seen in what is probably Death Mountain. The signs that might suggest this are the pillars and structures to the left, similar to those found along Death Mountain Trail in Twilight Princess. The first big landmark seen in the trailer is obviously the decayed Temple of Time, which is also located next to the starting location of the game. Further in the distance we see another structure, a water basin or source river, followed by another shot of Twin Peak with some Hylian ruins in front of it. More wildlife and some of the Earthed Guardians can be seen in the next shot. Interestingly, it appears that one of the threats in the game, apart from the Guardians, will be coming from above in the form of storms and thunder strikes. This is closely followed by the reveal of this massive landscape of Death Mountain and what appears to be a chapel in the distance. Link is seen wearing the same shield as in the 2014 reveal, but rather than the sailcloth he utilizes a wooden paraglider to cross this massive landscape in the air. This one is by the way later revealed to be fueled by a stamina meter. Yes, it's returning from Skyward Sword. The next scene of the trailer is a classical demonstration of the stealth mechanic present in the game, where we see Link mounting and most likely taming wild horses out in the field. This is followed by a shot of Epona and Link riding across the Great Bridge of Hylia, where another lookout tower, a church, sanctuary and another tower are visible in the distance. Climbing is a key mechanic in Breath of the Wild as hinted in the pre-E3 concept art. Nevertheless, Link's climbing abilities does not only apply to rocks, as we in the trailer can see Link climbing trees, tall buildings such as the Temple of Time, or vertical mountains such as the massive Twin Peak. Later on in the gameplay demo, we realize that this mechanic depletes the stamina meter and is a puzzle in itself. If climbing wasn't enough, how about Link the Lumberjack? Yes, in the trailer we see that Link has a number of axes to hog down trees to create passage to otherwise unreachable areas. Genius. Link is also seen to be a capable diver and hunter of wildlife such as deers or boars, with a wide arsenal of weapons consisting of swords, bows, spears, axes or even body parts of defeated enemies. But unlike his unhygienic predecessors, this incarnation changes attire to fit the harsh climate present in the different sections of Hyrule. Link is a true survivalist in this installment, and is at his best when he uses the surrounding environment such as a torch to set fire to the grass, or cooking food to replenish health. Stealth, as previously mentioned, is central to this game. In one of the scenes, this is evidenced by sneaking up and shooting a beehive to distract or disarm bokoblins, or using environmental weapons such as just rolling fucking rocks to crush enemies. The Sheikah are obviously present in this game through your key item, the Sheikah Slate, which serves as a type of tablet for scanning, acquiring new abilities and advanced weapons through runes, found deep in the shrines, which are a reimagination of mini-dungeons, which involve non-environmental and environmental puzzles. Examples for its utilization are ranging from creating climbable platforms in otherwise unreachable areas, or using the slab as a powerful magnet to lift up and move heavy metallic objects and drop them on unaware enemies, as seen in the trailer. The environment in Breath of the Wild might be an asset in your exploration and battles, but it will also be your threat as witnessed by these impressive lightning strikes. This next scene is interesting. Far in the distance you can clearly see the facade of Hyrule Castle and the sealed Calamity Ganon. This is the first scene where we see Link's face and how the castle is surrounded by a dark barrier. Another thing worth to notice is that you can dress Link the way you want, and that there are countless of versions of destructible shields, bows, swords, almost about everything. Over to some more stunning landscapes and treacherous mountain paths. These places will obviously be filled with one-on-one encounters and duels against enemies such as the bokoblin. Stronger enemies will also appear as seen by the monster in the snowy area and the Stalfos in the desert province. Some of these will be more similar or be mini-bosses, but common to all of them is that they have a health bar showing their health above their heads. If Lumberjack Link isn't noble enough, then how about Knight Link? Since in this brief clip we could clearly see Link covered in steel armor and a steel Hylian shield fighting some blue choo-choos. This footage seems to derive from a later point in the game. Speaking of, combat is much more complex than in past installments, as destructive traps and massive explosive attacks can be triggered from an early point in the game. This might be needed as there will be massive rock monsters, mini-bosses, present in the game, and one of them is even present in the demo. Some more areas, such as what seems to be Gerudo Desert, was shown, and then the majesty of Snow Peak. That sail and the scale of the mountain in the distance are just mind-blowing. The climax continues as we get an overview of scanning the Sheikah Slate at the entrance to one of the many Sheikah shrines dotted around the world in this game. Interestingly enough, in the Treehouse Live it was confirmed that there will be in total over 100 shrines or mini-dungeons. Finally, we get a clear shot of one of the fully powered Guardians seen first in the E3 2014 reveal, before the trailer cuts over to what must be Lost Woods and the pedestal, and nothing else than the rusted Master Sword itself. The trailer ended with another overview of Twin Peak and the long-awaited title reveal, but still no release date. At least we got later a confirmation that this glorious soundtrack is indeed orchestrated, but will not be as commonly present in the overworld compared to past installments. Nevertheless, this analysis covers only a fraction of the footage we have seen so far, so come back to the premiere of the successor to Zelda Unknown to get a much deeper sense of this Breath of the Wild. If you enjoyed this analysis, then please like, share and comment, and if you do not miss anything about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nintendo NX and all Nintendo, then subscribe to Commonwealth Realm. More footage from the E3 show floor and the Zelda Unknown machine is on the way, so join the realm today and get ready for the new series.